Hi guys, Miss Winnipesaukee, Jenna El Sayed here. I thought that I would end March with a vlog. March happens to be Child Life Month, and I've been doing a lot with my personal platform, Inspiring Hope for Hospitalized Children, along with Children's Miracle Network, which ties in very nicely to my platform, but is the Miss America's national platform. I don't know how much you guys know about my personal story, but this video is to kind of give you a little bit of information on what I do, why I do it, and my personal story. As many of you do know, I was a Children's Miracle Network story, and Boston Children's Hospital did save my life. But before we get started on the vlog about that, I thought that we would talk about the fact that Miss New Hampshire is literally less than a month away. I am so excited. I could not be more excited. Things are really coming together. I'm feeling confident. I'm ready. And I can't wait to sing my talent. I'm singing Hallelujah this year, which I love that song. So I'm so excited to sing it on the beautiful Stockbridge Theater. If you guys want to get tickets, which I highly recommend, and make sure you scream for me, the preliminaries are the 27th and 28th of April, along with the finals being the 29th and the crowning of your next Miss New Hampshire. You can go to missnewhampshire.org and purchase your tickets right there. But if you have any trouble or any questions, you can always reach out to me. I'll answer. Facebook message me, whatever you want to do. Along with that, I was thinking, how many of you guys are following my Miss Winnipesaukee Instagram page and my Facebook page? I hope you all are. But if you're not, go and take a look and give them a follow. I post a lot of different things that I'm doing, and during Miss New Hampshire week, I'll be keeping you guys updated the best that I can. The schedule is very hectic at times, and we're always rehearsing or getting ready or trying to catch up on some sleep. But I'll keep you guys informed the best that I can, letting you know how interview goes and posting pictures after preliminaries. It'll be great. So go follow those, and I hope to see you guys at the show. Now let's get started with the video. So, 20 years ago, because I'm 20 years old, I was born in Nashua, New Hampshire, and they didn't know, but I was going to be a very sick baby when I came out. I was born with meconium aspiration, which means I had aspiration in the lungs, which is never a good thing. And then I was also born with persistent pulmonary hypertension. And the best way to describe that would be to say that it was the failure of my circulatory system to transition properly from being a newborn, pretty much. I mean, I wasn't breathing correctly and I was very sick. I was immediately airlifted to Chad, where they would try to save my life, but unfortunately didn't have the proper equipment. So then I would be ambulanced to Boston Children's Hospital, which I'm very thankful for. But Boston Children's Hospital would actually be my saving grace, as I always call it. I went code blue the moment I got there. That's what my mom always tells me. And she says that it was like my body knew I was in the right place. I knew I was going to be okay, and it was okay for me to let go and let them start doing the work for me, and that I was going to be okay. And I love thinking that because I think it's a beautiful thing. And I think it gave my mom a lot of comfort thinking that as well during my fight. I was immediately put on a surgery called ECMO. Now, ECMO is an acronym and it stands for extracorporeal membrane oxygenation. It's a mouthful. The best way I describe it to people that ask me is it's like a ventilator for my heart and lungs, and it did the work that my body should be doing inside for me outside of my body. There was 2 tubes placed into me, one right here, and you can see my scar, and then one right here. When this tube went in, they actually destroyed my carotid artery. So I only have one, which means eating healthy and being fit is very, very important for me. But getting back to ECMO. I was on ECMO for 3.5 days where it was working towards helping me rejuvenate, and I got to rest a little bit so that I could be able to fight when I got off of it. My lungs actually collapsed when they took me off too soon and I was put back on, so that was a scary time. Along with that, when I did get off, I had brain bleeds, 3rd-degree burns, my carotid artery was destroyed, and different complications. I was addicted to morphine because I was on morphine for the pain, and I had to be weaned off that as well. I spent about my first month in the hospital, and my mom would have to drive New Hampshire, Boston, but she came and checked on me. I mean, the pictures, you can just tell she was always there, so I'm very thankful for that. I always believe that a mother being there for her child, or just touching her, or doing anything she can, because they couldn't really hold me at the time. I was too sick and I was connected to too many things, but just touch alone, they say, does so much for you, and I love researching those stories. But I ended up being okay, thank goodness. I did have complications, of course, which are to be expected. ECMO surgery at the time was fairly new. Now it's progressed and it's actually used more frequently, and you see it on episodes of like House and Grey's Anatomy on babies and on adults, which before they didn't do adults because they never realized that an adult's brain and body could reroute properly. They thought that babies could do it because they were so young, but now they're finding out that there are ways to have adults do it, which is great. More lives saved, the better. But I was fortunate enough to only have a few complications. When I got home, though, I was immediately on and off with doctors, whether it be because they thought I was going deaf or they realized I had a limp and that I needed to be seen by specialists, or that I needed physical therapy. I had inpatient physical therapy, I had it at home, I had it outpatient where I would go somewhere as a young child. I had tons of meetings with different specialists who were always checking up on me and seeing what was going on with me. That's when I found out that I had coxa-vara, which is a hip deformity, and I ended up having surgery because of it. Pretty much your normal hips are like this. So think of your hips. My hips go in like this, which can be a problem with limping, with running, with my flexibility. My range of motion is completely different than yours, and it always will be, but I mean, that happens, and hey, I'm alive. So honestly, I'm so blessed. I ended up having a surgery in third grade, so I missed some school. I was hospitalized for a while, and then like back into school, and I was the kid in the wheelchair. So I literally grew up until my mid-teens being in and out of hospitals and visits and missing school and not being able to be as active as the other kids. And I felt defeated. I really did. I thought it was so unfair, and I didn't understand why I was the one that couldn't run fast, and I couldn't be a cheerleader like all my best friends were, and I was missing out. I was young, and like so many other children think this all the time. I didn't realize how blessed I was until I actually got involved in the Outstanding Teen program, which I went to an ECMO reunion as Miss Londonderry's Outstanding Teen, and I was looking around at all these different kids ranging from 0 to around 25 who had been on ECMO that saved their lives, and I looked around and I was like, oh my goodness, I am so blessed. I can speak. I'm not deaf. I'm not wheelchair bound. I'm out of the hospital. I'm not going to spend my life in a hospital. I have the ability to use my voice. I can sing. I'm a singer. I had so many good things going for me. And that is when my platform, which had already been started and I was working with it, but that's when my platform became my passion. Like it was just like a new light was shined on why I was doing what I was doing, and I immediately wanted to do more. And I'm so thankful for that day because it really brought a new light on my life, and I know how beautiful a second chance is, and I know how fortunate I am, and I literally live every day of my life to the fullest. I mean, I went skydiving. I love, love, love life, and I think that that has a lot to do with it, the fact that it could have been taken away from me. Sorry. My platform, Inspiring Hope for Hospitalized Children, has expanded so much over the past few years. And I think that part of it is because I really found my voice in the Miss New Hampshire program, and I realized that one person can do so much. My senior year of high school, I came up with the idea to have a dance marathon, and I knew how crazy it sounded for one person to plan a dance marathon. So I went to my health occupations teacher and said, I want to do this. I know it might sound like it's unachievable, but I really want to do this. And Mrs. Colavito, I love her. She was like the best teacher I ever had in high school. She said, if you want to do this your senior year, go for it. I contacted Children's Miracle Network. I contacted Boston Children's Hospital. I told them my dream, and they told me that I'd be the first high school in the Northeast to do it. And I said, hey, I'm your girl. I'm ready. Countless hours of planning, of meetings with newspapers and going to different organizations asking for donations and planning teams and talking to people at school. It happened. It became a reality. And in the past 2 years, it's raised $30,000 for Boston Children's Hospital, which I'll never forget the moment when we got to hold up the sign saying how much we raised. It was the proudest moment of my life because I was able to say, I did this. I believed in myself, and I did this for other children who need this so much and who need this hope. Besides doing dance marathons and various events with Children's Miracle Network, I got involved with other hospitals. I am currently a CHAD ambassador, and that is the Children's Hospital at Dartmouth, which is in New Hampshire. New Hampshire doesn't have a children's hospital from Children's Miracle Network. Boston's the closest one. So I wanted to get involved with as many hospitals as I could. I got involved with CHAD, and then Elliott's Children's Hospital is near and dear to my heart. I connected with the child life specialist a long time ago, Lacey Jane. She's the sweetest girl I've ever met, and I'm so thankful that she allows me to work with her towards helping these children, because child life specialists, I don't know how many of you even know what a child life specialist is, but I'll explain it to you. When a child goes into a hospital, they immediately start thinking of doctors and nurses putting in IVs or giving them shots or taking blood or surgery or staying in a hospital or being sick or feeling gross. They have this negative connotation with hospitals, which when you're that young, I mean, it makes sense and it's scary. Child life specialists are the in-between of that. They're not a doctor, they're not a nurse. They are there with you to try to take your mind off of the shot or the IV that's in your arm. They're there to make the experience the least like a hospital that they can, and they do that through playing games, through music, through special people coming in, special performers, and it's amazing. And it takes a special person to be a child life specialist, I have to say that. It is so hard to be at a hospital every day, seeing these situations and keeping a smile on your face. I have so much respect for child life specialists, and if you know one, I hope you reach out and tell them how amazing they are, because I truly believe that being a child life specialist is such a hard but amazing, don't get me wrong, job. So, Lacey Jane, if you're watching this, I love you. You know that, though. I connected with her at a young age, and I started going in as different princesses. When I started, Elsa wasn't a thing, so I was Belle, and that was great. I got to sing, I got to see all the children, and like the little girls were just like, oh, a crown, no way, she's a princess. Some of them were afraid of me. And then Elsa happened, and I was like, no way, she's blonde, she looks like me, and the message, let it go. That's perfect. So I immediately had a costume, and I became Elsa, and I learned the song, and ever since then, I've been doing different events as Elsa, whether it be at hospitals or going to birthday parties of other children and then asking for Children's Miracle Network donations or hospital donations or book drives or DVD drives. It's just amazing how one little thing can create something even better. And that's what being Elsa has done for me. I've met so many beautiful children and tried to put shine a light on their day. I mean, not that they really need one. That's another thing that makes me so passionate about my platform. If you've ever looked at a child who's battling an illness or going through a medical obstacle, they have a light in their eyes and a spirit about them that is indescribable. They care more about making sure that their parents feel okay and that they aren't sad than what they're going through. And there's just an innocence about children that I just love, and that's why I love helping children that are like that, because I know how scary it can be and how strong they're being, and I just want to make their day the best that it can be, and that's where my platform comes in. Other than that, I'm always looking for new ideas. If you guys have any ideas or if you want to get involved in my platform, feel free to contact me. I love hearing other people's stories. If you're a Children's Miracle Network story or anything like that, comment and let me know. I'd love to plan something with you. If you guys are singers or performers, hospitals are always looking for volunteers, and as long as it's not flu season, because then it's a little bit tricky. But get your vaccines, and then I just say, go for it. Why not? Anyways, I just wanted to say thank you so much for learning more about my platform and my passion. And thank you for watching if you made it this far. And comment anything you want and I'll reply. And I will also post a picture of me on ECMO surgery, because it's truly amazing to see me little. Well, I was 9 pounds. I wasn't really little, but little baby, and then all these different machines that were keeping me alive. It's truly amazing. I mean, science is just incredible. I can't even imagine where we would be without the medical field. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Bye.